Wolves are among the best known and most typical predators. Together with several closely related species of jackals, coyotes, and wild dogs, they are part of the wolf family. There are only two species of true wolves in the world, the gray and the red. They can also include the coyote, which in fact differs little from typical wolves. The appearance of these animals does not need a detailed description. They possess all the features of true predators: a dense but slender body, relatively long legs, an elongated muzzle, armed with a set of sharp and large teeth. Wolves are proud creatures that for many people have become a symbol of pride and freedom. It is true that the lone wolf is largely tinged with a halo of romanticism, not quite corresponding in reality. These animals prefer to live in a pack, although lone wolves do occur. Clever, cunning, and courageous, these creatures once struck fear into travelers. Now they have been driven by advancing civilization to remote corners of remote forests, and some of wolf species are on the brink of extinction. Wolves' claws are sharpened by contact with the ground, so they are relatively blunt. These characteristics indicate a mobile lifestyle and pronounced carnivorousness of these animals. The coloration and size of wolves vary greatly depending on the area where they live. Thus, the northern populations are large and have a light, almost white. The wolves of temperate latitudes are usually gray, sometimes absolutely black. Individuals are found among them. Wolves from southern regions are small, with red or brown fur. The leader of a wolf pack always goes first, raising his tail high, thus demonstrating his position. In a wolf pack there is not only the main wolf leader, but also the main female, the female wolf. The wolves in the pack are related to each other. The life of the pack is very complex and is governed by the internal wolf laws. The expression wolf law has become a nickname for injustice and unscrupulousness. But is this how wolves really live? Observations show that in reality the situation is exactly the opposite. All pack behavior is subject to strict discipline and a clear hierarchy. There is a dominant pair of wolves in the pack, the so-called alpha male and alpha female, and their behavior regulates the motive life of the other animals. The leader leads the pack to hunt and takes the most active part in it, and he is the first to start sharing the prey. In large packs, the leading pair also restricts the reproduction of other pairs by preventing other animals from mating. The other members of the pack are divided into ranks from the strongest to weakest. Each animal submits to the superior rank and suppresses the inferior ones. But this pressure is not accompanied by violence. Wolves have a very developed language of facial expressions, and with different grimaces, grins, growls, whimpers and howls, they signal each other their state. So, if the leader is unhappy with the behavior of a subordinate, he snarl or growl and his message is immediately understood. The male of a dominant pair grins to declare his right to be the first to eat his prey. The second-ranked male demonstrates a submissive posture and averted gaze, thereby acknowledging the right of the strongest and begging for his share. The weaker members of the pack also signal their needs to the leader. Whining, they beg for their share of the prey. They roll over on their back, showing the stronger their unprotected belly. This gesture means "I obey you" and is never rejected. Skirmishes between animals are rare and almost always initiated by inferior members of the pack. If a wolf that stays on the second and third roles thinks that it is his time to be a leader, he stops taking the leader's commands and gets into a fight with him. In general, the degree of dominance of an animal can be easily determined by the characteristic sign of tail position. The leader's tail is always raised victoriously, the tail of the second-ranked animal is laid down horizontally, and the tail of the following animals is lowered. The leader's tail is always raised victoriously, and the tail of the second-ranked animal is horizontal. It would seem that such hierarchy looks cruel, but in fact it protects the pack members from unnecessary rivalry. Each wolf knows its place in the pack, and if it obeys the laws it is fully protected from the aggression of other animals. In addition, the pack way of life gives advantages in hunting, allowing them to kill larger prey. Sometimes individuals may leave the pack. Solitary wolves tend to lose to animals in groups. It happens that a strong lone wolf meets a lone female, thereby giving rise to its own pack. Wolves establish their dens and burrows, more often dug by themselves, less often they occupy the burrows of other animals. Wolves spend most of the day in the den, leaving it only at dusk. They hunt mainly at night. Only one pair of wolves lives in each den, and they gather in a pack using their unsurpassed means of communication, howling. A wolf's howl it's not just a voice, it's literally a message, with certain signals coded into it. A howl can be inviting during mating season, it can be a call when the leader pack to hunt, it can be answering when members of the pack respond to the call, it can be a death howl in agonizing animals, and, finally, a howl can be simply entertainment. Yes, wolves often howl for no apparent reason, just for fun. Each animal has its own unique timbre of voice, by which wolves determine the location and condition of pack members. Wolves enjoy listening to sounds similar to howling, a trait that has again been exploited by humans. To hunt, wolves often use a decoy special horn, resembling the wolf's voice. The sound of the beeper is what causes wolves to respond and give away their location in the forest. The wolves feed mainly on medium-sized hoofed roe deer, fallow deer, mountain goats, and sheep, and wild boars. In winter, which is unfavorable for ungulates, wolves can overpower larger animals such as elk, bison, and musk oxen. Conversely, wolves catch smaller animals, hares, gophers, marmots, lemmings, and voles when there is no feed. When hunting, wolves are helped by their keen sense of smell, good hearing, quick feet, and support of fellow wolves. Wolves are trying to hunt their prey by exhausting their prey through a long pursuit. Wolves' paws are wider than those of domestic dogs, allowing them to move quickly in deep snow. In deep snow, wolves often move trail after trail. During hunting, the pack members divide their duties, some wolves drive their prey, others slaughter it. If the prey has gone to a standstill, took a circular defense, wolves surround it in a tight ring and try to exhaust it by alternately attacking from different sides. Wolf bite is very deep. Animals of small size, sheep, for example, wolf bites the throat at once. The wolf can also carry the carcass of a non-large animal, but usually the victim is eaten immediately. Since the percentage of successful hunts is low, wolves try to eat enough to spare. The wolf carries the prey to hide it in a hiding place. The wolf remembers their location and after a while comes back for more. In particularly favorable cases, when the prey is plentiful and helpless pets in the pen, wolves can kill almost all animals. For this, they have earned the hatred of farmers. Although the wolf prefers to eat fresh meat, in times of hunger it will gladly pick up carcasses. Wolves breed once a year and mate in winter. In contrast to dogs, wolves form permanent pairs for life. Changing partners can only occur if the previous partner dies. A pair in love plays catch up. Females bear cubs in spring. There are 3 to 5 wolf cubs in a litter. The cubs are born blind and spend the first weeks of their life in the den. Crawl out of the den. The grown-up wolf cubs move farther and farther away from their burrows and eventually begin to hunt small animals and scavengers brought in by their parents.